Hey guys, welcome to my channel. Today, I'm going to introduce to you 20 characters, including 10 numbers. Let's write down numbers 1 to 10 together, starting with number 1. It's just one horizontal stroke, and it's pronounced as E, number 1. Number 2 is two horizontal strokes, and it's pronounced as R. Please note that the first stroke is shorter than the second one. And number 3, 3 strokes. It's pronounced as san. And when you write the strokes, please make sure that the middle one is the shortest and the bottom one is the longest. Number 4 is no longer that straightforward. You need to write half of a box. So this is a horizontal bend and a hook, downward left, vertical bend, and then seal it up with a horizontal. It's pronounced as si. Does it look a bit like a curtain that's half open within a window frame? Number 5, horizontal, and then you've got a vertical and horizontal bend with the last horizontal line. It has 4 strokes, whereas si, number 4, has 5 strokes, and 5 is pronounced as wu. And number 6, dot, horizontal, downward left, and another dot. This one is pronounced as liu. If you look at the character itself, does it look like a head, a left arm, right arm, left foot or leg, and right leg? It just doesn't have the body, so liu, number 6, does not have 6 packs. Probably an easy way to remember it. And number 7 only has 2 strokes. First horizontal, and then vertical with a bend. It's pronounced as qi, number 7. Number 8 looks like chopsticks. You've got a downward left and a downward right. Maybe you can think of it as eating dinner with chopsticks at 8 o'clock, and it's pronounced as ba. And number 9 also only has 2 strokes. You've got a downward left, a horizontal with a bend, and a second bend, and a hook. Remember, there are 2 bends, so it's slightly more tricky than others. 9, number 9. And now let's move on to number 10. Again, it only has 2 strokes. You've got a horizontal first, and then a vertical. And it's pronounced as shi. From number 7 to 10, we've only got 2 strokes for both. If you rotate it a little bit, does it also look like number 10, but in Roman numbers? Great! Now we are done with numbers 1 to 10. I will introduce to you 10 more characters based on simple components. Let's start from one that looks like a box, 口. So vertical first, horizontal, bend with a hook, and then seal it up with a horizontal, 口. It means the mouth. It can also mean a hole or an opening. What about 3 mouths together? One on top, one on bottom left, and one on bottom right. It means to taste, and it's pronounced as 品. It makes sense, right? You've got 3 mouths. Of course, you've got to taste something. That's what mouth is used for. 口 on its own can be used as a radical placed on different part of the grid. And now let's go with another one when we put 口 on the bottom. On the top, do you still recognize what it is? It's a 10, number 10, which we've introduced earlier. And on the bottom, it's a 口, the mouth. If you got 10 mouths to feed, then you're going to get old. So it means old or ancient. And it's pronounced as 古, third tone. For example, when we talk about ancient people, we use this 古人. And another one which we've seen a bit earlier when we introduced the stroke order. You seal it up at the end, exactly. Do you still remember it? It's 日, the sun. It does look a bit like a window, right? When you want to see the sun, you have to open the window. Here's one way to remember it. And let's do a few more tricks with 日, the sun. Let's write this one on the left-hand side. Do you still remember it? With 2 bends, it's a 9, number 9. And you've got 日 on the right-hand side. It's actually a bit of an inside the 9 as well, inside the big bend of the 9. It's pronounced as 旭, and it means the rising sun. In the winter, at 9 o'clock, that's when the sun rises. So 旭. What if we put 日 on top and then 10 on the bottom? Do you still remember it? It's number 10. It's basically a cross. Well, if the sun rises at 9 o'clock in the winter, then 10 o'clock is still quite early. It's pronounced as 早, and it means early. What if we put 3 日s together in a character that resembles 品, the structure of 品, which is 3 mouths together? This is pronounced as 晶. It can mean radiant, crystal, clear, this type of meanings. And think of it as nothing can be as radiant as 3 suns laid on top of each other, right? How about 2 suns rather than 3? And let's write the sun in the way that's a little bit fatter. Again, remember the stroke order. You go left, and then you've got the contour. Fill in whatever is inside the contour again. Fill in, and then seal the contour up. This one is pronounced as 昌. It means prosper. If you work from when the sun goes up to when the sun goes down, you kind of are doomed to be prosperous, right? 昌, prosperous, or to prosper. Good. So after learning 3 characters with 口 and 5 with 日, let's see if we combine them, what will happen. First, let's write 口 on the left-hand side. And we've got something with 日 on the right-hand side. 口, mouth. Do you still remember it? This is what the mouth looks like. 口. It can be used as a radical, which can be placed on left-hand side, upper bit, bottom bit. And this is a 日. I mean, it's more like 2 fatter 日s. So 昌, the one that we learned earlier. The pronunciation is 唱, 4th tone. It sounds very similar to what's on the right-hand side, which actually indicates the pronunciation. This character chang means to sing or chant. Think about somebody who is singing for 2 days straight. The last one. Let's get just one vertical line on the left-hand side and a 日 on the right-hand side. In the old days, men used to walk with sticks all day long. This is pronounced as 旧, which means old. It has similar meaning with 古, which we've just learned, which has 时 on top and 口 on the bottom. Study tips for today. Number 1, practice, practice, practice. Repetition is key to learning Chinese characters. Try to write each new character 2 to 3 times at least. And when you write them, read the names of the strokes aloud. Also, count the total number of strokes in each character. Number 2, try to make up a story that's associated with each character to help you remember them. I try to tell a story each time I write a character, but really feel free to make them up on your own. They can be embarrassing or personal, but they have to make sense to you. Great, thanks for watching. See you next time. 再见.